love, peace, and chicken grease, and I'm taking you through a current crisis. As an accessory addict, I never, ever go without earrings. And the only ones I wear are my pearl earrings. They're fake, they're clip on. I don't like pierced ears. I have pierced ears, but I don't use them. I lost one. I have looked everywhere, can't find. Couldn't find this one for hours. My husband wanted to go out somewhere. I'm like, I don't have a pearl earring. So then I looked in my grandmother's old jewelry box, and all I could find were. Do you guys remember these? You probably Nobody probably remembers these screwback kind of earrings. So I am going through a crisis. I'm probably going to have to break down and order from Shein or Temu or something like that, because guess what? Stores don't even sell clip-on earrings anymore. Either I'm getting old, or I have eccentric tastes, or they're just missing out on a market that is truly out there. Again, I have pierced ears. I just don't like using them. Okay, now to my video. Today I'm going to share two new cards that I've created. My funny women humor cards, of which I've sold 11,000 on Etsy. Bing, bing, bing. I'll put the link below. But I'm going to show you two cards, and I want you to tell me which one is more you. And I'm also going to show you, so this is kind of a combination artist blog, informational faux blog. I'm also going to show you how I dress them to go in the mail, and how I found a really great savings on being able to do that. So the first card, and you're going to die when you hear how long ago I created this card. The first card is, I have to look at it myself. Women don't get older, but rather able to wear more accessories at one time. And the inside says, welcome to the age where being understated is overrated. I think any age understated is overrated. Pile it on and have a happy birthday. Peoples, I did this card. I did this doodle, I would say 15, 20 years ago, maybe even 25 years ago, because yes, I'm old. I'm that old. But it just kind of goes to show you, or shows to go you. As I always say, funny is funny, and a good card, a good humor is evergreen and will always be funny. So I did that. I'm sure it was a doodle. I pulled it up recently. It was on my blog. I put it on my blog, which I'll link below. It's just funny ramblings and vanity reflections from me. But I thought, hey, that's a good card to post up there, or to put in my Etsy store. So I've since put it in my Etsy store. And then my other card, that again, this doodle is from a trillion years ago. As you get older, beauty doesn't fade away. It just requires better lighting. Here's to getting well lit on your birthday. P.S. I don't think of it as getting old, but rather evolving. Yeah, that's what I tell myself. It's evolving. But anyway, those are my two new cards that I've posted in my Etsy store. I am forever doodling, forever creating. The one thing I would suggest to anybody who writes and illustrates cards is write it down. If you have a funny idea, write it down, because I promise you, if you don't write it down, 6 ideas later, you're going to forget that idea. Poof, it's going to disappear. And that has nothing to do with age. That's just, our brains are constantly working, especially if we're creative peoples, which I assume we are, and that's why you're watching this blog. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it today, a blog. But I'm also going to show you, as a greeting card business person, I have to send my cards out. Just as I accessorize every day, I have to send my cards out in pretty packaging. I have to dress them well. So I have found a card, an envelope that cost me to ship the cards in, that cost me maybe 13 cents per envelope. I'll link it below, but I buy 100 at a time, and I'm actually quite amazed how quickly I go through 100. And the funny thing is, I'm looking for an envelope to show you how I decorate them. The funny thing is, my orders I've had more orders, but for less cards per order. But I can still say, in buying a box of 100 envelopes, they're almost gone. But here's how I dress my envelopes. I always say it's the card. It's not necessarily the packaging, but I always write that cute little "please do not bend," or "do not bend, please." And then, because this is a repeat customer, I wrote something a little different than just my standard thank you. But I want my card to go out well dressed. So if I send a single card, I'm going to put a piece of cardboard in the card so it doesn't bend. But if I send 2 or 3 cards, no problem, it doesn't bend. And you know what's funny? For having sent out in the vicinity of 11,000 plus cards, I don't think I ever, maybe once, had someone say their card was bent, and it was honestly the postman jamming it in their box. But anyway, I'm not above when you're in a jam. Like I said, it's the card, it's the art. That's where your value is. But I really like using these white envelopes because I feel like I can put a little decoration, a little stamp, a little personality on them, and it ultimately ends up costing me less. Best way to save on A7 envelopes, green card envelopes, is Walmart, believe it or not. But what I discovered is they have them really high up on the shelves, the best value. And that package is, I think, check this out, way up high, high. As I said, I'm throwing the video on here. You can get a package of 250 A7 cards for $13.54. Once in a while, it's a little cheaper than that, but $13.54 is pretty good, and that's a little over 5 cents an envelope. So you cannot beat that. I suppose I could link below, but basically you're just going to go to Walmart. But I swear by my white envelopes because, again, I don't love having to order stuff on Amazon. I don't like making certain big guys richer, but on the other hand, it's better for me. And you just can't beat these. They are 6x9 envelopes. Love them. Anyway, same thing. I'll leave the link below. But anyway, so today I'm posting those 2 new cards, and I'm asking you, are you more the one better lighting? Need better lighting as you get older? Or being understated is overrated? And when it comes to being understated, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for to be fancy? I often work from home, not often out of the home, but I will accessorize just as much and dress just as much in my tailored jackets and whatnot as if I was going to a meeting somewhere. So today that might mean my jade love necklace, which my children are Chinese. We adopted our 2 daughters, so I always think I'm half Chinese. Okay, I'm bleach blonde Buddhist. Maybe I'm not Chinese, but in my heart and in my mind, I'm Chinese. One of my daughters is, I call Ladybug. She'd hate that. She'd absolutely hate that at this point. Maybe not. Who knows? And then this is my Daisy, which my other daughter is named, but she goes by a different name these days. So I'm wearing my Daisy and my Ladybug. I'm stacking my necklaces down below. It is always a race to the elbow with bracelets and bangles. So you can see, are the cards influenced by me or am I influenced by the cards? Because my characters are always lipsticked and always over accessorized. And quite frankly, that's my everyday dress code. So I'm going to get through this crisis of having only 1 earring. I'm going to order more earrings because, again, you can't find them. Not even in Claire's cheap store. You certainly can't find them at department store counters. I'll let you know how that goes. But I'm going to make it through this crisis of having a single earring. I'm going to make it. Strength. Inner accessory strength. I'm going to get through this. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And I hope you enjoy or like my 2 new cards. And which one are you more identifying with? Being understated is overrated or needing more better lighting as we evolve?